Hillcrest Street, Pittsburgh. Concrete steps that go down, down for a mile. Old George, fat and red, growing a beard or needing a shave, gave out dog biscuits to the children. Someone owned a chicken coop in their backyard. Wire mesh everywhere. No smell in memory, just the bigger boys taking turns, sitting on this scruffy girl who thought she was a princess. They called her Princess. Everybody did. Fort Pitt School, iron gates over the entrance. Kids, skinny ones, used to slip through the bars and echo hello and other proofs in the alcove. Not many went, though, for somebody had seen a man smoking funny cigarettes there. Across the street, Courtney's store, glass cabinets and whatever else they sold. They sold candy bacons and sugar pies and watermelons, brown licorice and what people called nigger babies then. The man's boy came home from Korea. Over the street hung a banner, "Welcome home, Tom." Uncle Bill, who wasn't anybody's uncle, had red rugs and a sideboard and striped furniture, had his picture taken with all the kids on the street. Nights after supper, in the summer dirt, they played kick the can and erase the map, till no one could see can nor map, Ollie, Ollie in free. Next door lived Mrs. Fitzpatrick, or Mrs. Fitz, and her 5 large-mouthed daughters, Franny, Mary Jane, Nona, Elizabeth, and Pat. There didn't seem to be a Mr. Fitz, and all the women played the piano and sang. The divorced lady down the street listened to the radio and let Peggy Rose drink orange pop and eat green apples at the same time. Peggy Rose's mom stared at no one knew what, and her hair was too long and dirty. Peggy's fingers were always in her nose. She had a face twitch. 2 sisters lived down that way, and one had gray hair but didn't seem old. She was paralyzed and lay beneath a neat patchwork like a dead person with her eyes open. Mrs. Kibbe lived with the other black family, the Fultons. They had a black dog. Mrs. Kibbe had to go through the door sideways. She was so broad. Once in 49, it snowed so hard, everyone slid all the way to East Liberty. Sleds down, down the hills, for a newspaper and something to do. Some of us have gone back there to see it. And of course, it's a street for the poor. The glow-in-the-dark angel is probably gone from the bedroom wall. Most certainly gone. Those Hillcrest children had no idea I belonged. But you can't go home again, because there is no home, only places where you once have been. You can try to love, but you are in the eye and they are in the tornado, or you are in the tornado and they are in the eye. No any two anywhere at once for more than 5 minutes. Hillcrest Street. I should have sat on the railing by the concrete steps, should have said, "How long have you been here?" But I drove slowly, didn't get out of the car. Our mother singing. Down the street we could hear her, and the lady with the 2 pinched children who played the violin asked us what she got to be happy about. But she wasn't. She was just singing because she was so damn good at it, and because it welled up in her like lava in a volcano. And she would take those old diapers she saved for rags to the grit-sprayed windows above the dinette table, her muscles singing too. We never wanted her to sing. Our friends looked up and down Jefferson Road and shook their heads, but their fathers listened really hard with cocked chins. We never knew why. It was just our mother singing, something from La Boheme, which she had never seen, or from Pagliacci, with the scream cry left right in. We would turn to ice when the other kids laughed. They were so lucky not to have a singing mother, who was not lucky in any respect, except her voice, which our grandfather made her stop learning to use when money got tight. But she had learned it anyway, on her own, the breathing and the voice coming from way down inside, where she carried all her sorrows, which is what maybe nobody but us knew. Not happy, no, but with a love of singing so that she didn't care what story we brought home about it. Sticking sopping clothing through the mangle, we thought the thing would eat her hands, because she never looked, but had her eyes on the cellar ceiling, singing in French or Italian, something we couldn't understand, yet somehow we did.
Let Me Die a Young Man's Death, a poem by Roger McGoth. Let me die a young man's death, not a clean and in-between-the-sheets, holy water death, not a famous last words, peaceful out-of-breath death. When I'm 73 and in constant good tumor, may I be mown down at dawn by a bright red sports car on my way home from an all-night party. Or when I'm 91 with silver hair and sitting in a barber's chair, may rival gangsters with ham-fisted Tommy guns burst in and give me a short back and insides. Or when I'm 104 and banned from the cavern, may my mistress, catching me in bed with her daughter and fearing for her son, cut me up into little pieces and throw away every piece but one. Let me die a young man's death, not a free from sin, tiptoe in candle wax and waning death, not a curtains drawn by angels born. What a nice way to go, death.